Case: the derelict. We spotted the derelict at dawn, a 3-masted schooner drifting without lights, sails furled, dead in the water. Captain Hendricks ordered us alongside. "Salvage law," he said. "Finders keepers if the crew had abandoned her." I was part of the boarding party. 6 of us rowed across calm seas, the derelict looming larger as we approached. No name visible on the hull, no flag, no signs of damage or distress. Just silence. We climbed aboard. The deck was clean, too clean. No debris, no signs of struggle, no indication of why the crew would have left. The cargo holds were full, lumber, well secured and dry. The galley had food still laid out, plates on the table like the crew had been interrupted mid-meal. But no crew, no bodies, nothing. Hendricks found the captain's log in the wheelhouse. The last entry was dated 3 days prior. It read, "The men refuse to go below deck anymore. They say they can hear it moving. I think I believe them." That was all. No explanation, no description of what it was. We searched the ship, found crew quarters empty, personal effects still in place, found the cargo holds full and undisturbed, found nothing that explained where 15 men had gone. Then we found the forward hold. It hadn't been on the ship's manifest, a hidden compartment accessible only through a concealed hatch beneath cargo crates. Someone had pried it open, recently, judging by the fresh wood splinters. Inside was darkness, complete darkness that our lanterns couldn't penetrate. The light just stopped at the hatch opening, absorbed by whatever was below. Thompson, our youngest sailor, volunteered to descend. We tied a rope around his waist, gave him a lantern, lowered him into the hold. He disappeared into the darkness. The rope kept paying out. 20 feet, 30, 50. The hold shouldn't have been that deep. Then the rope went slack. We pulled it up. Thompson was gone. The rope had been cut. No, not cut. Dissolved. The end was corroded, eaten away by something acidic. From below came a sound, not Thompson, something else. A wet, sliding sound, something large moving in that impossible darkness. We ran, got back to our boat, rowed for our ship. Behind us, the derelict remained still, silent, drifting. But I swear I saw something emerge from that forward hold. Something that had too many limbs. Something that shouldn't exist. Now, Captain Hendricks reported the derelict to the authorities. Said she was unseaworthy, a hazard to navigation. But when the Coast Guard went to investigate, they couldn't find her. No trace, like she'd never existed. Except Thompson never came home. And sometimes, late at night, I think about that darkness. That impossible depth in a hold that should have been shallow. That wet, sliding sound of something moving. The derelict is still out there, still drifting, still waiting for curious sailors to come aboard, to find the hidden hold, to descend into darkness and discover what lives in the spaces between the known world and whatever lies beneath. Thompson discovered it, and it kept him. Case: the Ocean Ogre. Our cargo ship, the Meridian, went dead in the water 300 miles from land. Engine failure, the chief engineer said. We'd be adrift for days until rescue arrived. The first night was calm. We posted watches, rationed supplies, settled in to wait. The ocean was glassy smooth, stars reflecting on the surface like we were floating in space. The second night, something bumped the hull. Not a gentle bump. An impact that shook the entire ship, sent crew members stumbling. We rushed to the rails, shined lights on the water, saw nothing. Just darkness, and our own reflections. It bumped us again, harder this time. From the port side, then the stern, then starboard. Like something was circling, testing the hull, learning the ship's dimensions. On the third night, it surfaced. I was on watch when I saw it rise alongside the ship. A head, if you could call it that, the size of a truck. Humanoid features, but wrong. Eyes too large, mouth too wide, skin that looked like it had been underwater for centuries. Pale and bloated and covered in growths. It looked at me, made eye contact. Then it smiled. The mouth opened impossibly wide, rows of teeth like broken tombstones, a tongue that was too long, too prehensile. It reached up. The arm extending from the water was thick as a tree trunk, fingers webbed and clawed. It grabbed the rail, pulled. The ship tilted. The crew panicked. We grabbed anything that could be used as a weapon. Fire axes, boat hooks, flare guns. The thing pulled harder, hauling itself partially out of the water. We could see its torso now, massive, barrel-chested, covered in barnacles and scars. We attacked. Axes bounced off its hide. Flares burned but didn't penetrate. It didn't seem to feel pain. Just kept pulling, kept smiling. That massive mouth opening wider. It was trying to capsize us. Slowly, methodically, using its weight to roll the ship. Water was coming over the rail now, flooding the deck. We were going to tip. The captain made a decision, ordered us to the cargo hold. We'd been carrying industrial chemicals, corrosives, acids. We hauled drums to the deck, cracked them open, poured the contents over the rail onto the thing's head and arms. It screamed. The first sound it had made, a wail that echoed across the empty ocean, a sound of rage and pain that went on and on. The thing let go, fell back into the water. We saw its skin bubbling, dissolving where the acid had hit. Then it went under. The ocean went quiet. We waited. Hours. No more bumps. No more sounds. As dawn broke, we saw shapes in the water around the ship. Debris. Pieces of the thing. Floating. We'd killed it. Driven it off. Something. The rescue ship found us on the fourth day. We told them about the engine failure. Didn't mention the ogre. Who would believe us? But the hull showed damage. Deep gouges where massive fingers had gripped the steel. Scratches that went down to bare metal. The investigators couldn't explain it. Settled on collision with unidentified object. I know what it was. Something from the deep places. Something ancient and hungry that had learned ships meant food. Meant soft human bodies it could pluck from the deck and swallow whole. We got lucky. The chemicals saved us. But I think about ships that weren't carrying acid. Ships that encountered that thing and had no way to fight back. How many vessels have been found capsized, crew missing, no explanation? How many sailors have been dragged into the dark by those massive, webbed hands? The ocean is deeper than we think, and the things that live in those depths are hungry, patient, waiting for ships to break down, to drift helpless, to become prey. Case, Ghouls of the Sea. The K. Marie was a fishing trawler, 40 feet long, crew of 8. We were 2 weeks into a month-long voyage, working the Grand Banks, when Johnson disappeared. He'd been on deck, checking the nets. When we looked for him 10 minutes later, he was gone. Just gone. We searched the ship, man overboard drill, found nothing. The life rings were still in place. The safety lines hadn't been touched. Johnson had simply vanished. The captain reported it. Coast Guard said they'd note it in the logs, but couldn't send anyone. We were too far out. We'd report it properly when we made port. The next night, Martinez disappeared. Same situation. On deck 1 minute, gone the next. No sounds, no splash, nothing. We gathered in the galley. The captain wanted to turn back, head for port. But we were 3 days out, and the storm that had been building would hit us if we tried to run. We'd have to wait it out, keep watches, Stick together. Rodriguez died that night. We found him in the hold, or what was left of him. Something had torn him apart. Not cleanly. The wounds were ragged, like he'd been pulled apart by hands, by teeth. His face was locked in a scream. We armed ourselves. Knives, gaffs, the flare gun. Whatever had killed Rodriguez was still on the ship. Had to be. We searched every compartment, every storage locker. Found nothing. The fourth crew member, Chen, was taken from the wheelhouse while two of us stood guard outside. We heard a brief scuffle, rushed in. The wheelhouse was empty. Blood on the floor. The window was open, but we were doing 15 knots. Nothing could have pulled him out at that speed. By dawn, there were 4 of us left. Captain, First Mate Davidson, Engineer O'Brien, and me. We huddled in the galley, lights on, weapons ready, waiting. I saw it first, through the porthole. A face looking in, pale, waterlogged, eyes that didn't blink. It was wearing Johnson's shirt. The thing that had been Johnson smiled, tapped on the glass. The fingers were too long now, the nails grown into claws. It gestured for us to come out. Davidson lost it, grabbed the flare gun, ran out on deck. We heard him screaming, then silence. When we looked out, he was gone. Just blood on the deck, and that thing, that Johnson thing, standing at the rail, beckoning. There were more of them now. Martinez, Chen, Rodriguez, despite what we'd seen done to his body. All standing on deck, smiling, waiting. O'Brien said they were ghouls, things that wore the dead-like skin, pretended to be human to lure more victims. The sea was full of them, he said, drawn to ships, to crews. They'd infiltrated us, killed us one by one, worn our bodies. The captain and I barricaded ourselves in the wheelhouse, called Mayday. No response, just static. And outside, the ghouls wearing our crew's faces pressed against the windows, tapping, calling our names. The storm hit. The Quai Marie was battered by 15-foot swells. The ghouls didn't care. They clung to the deck, to the rails, riding out the storm while we huddled inside. At some point, the captain snapped, opened the door and walked out. I heard him talking to them, greeting them by name, heard him scream, saw him fall. I was alone. The rescue ship found the Quai Marie 3 days later, drifting, engine dead. I was in the wheelhouse, delirious from dehydration. The crew was missing, presumed washed overboard during the storm. I told them the truth. They said it was trauma, isolation psychosis, hallucinations from stress. But I saw them, the ghouls, wearing my crew's faces. And sometimes, late at night, I see them still, standing at the foot of my bed, sitting in empty chairs, wearing skin that used to belong to people I knew. They're still out there, on derelict ships, waiting for rescue vessels, wearing the dead like disguises, hungry for more bodies to inhabit, more faces to wear. The ocean keeps its dead, and sometimes the dead come back, changed, hungry, pretending to be the people they once were, waiting for you to let them in. Case, the voice in the night. We were becalmed 3 days south of the Azores when we heard the voice calling from the darkness. It was past midnight. I was on watch when I heard it. A man's voice, weak, pleading, calling for help. I alerted the captain. We shined lights across the water, saw nothing but fog. The voice called again, closer now, begging us not to approach, warning us to stay away, but also pleading for food, for supplies, for anything we could spare. The captain ordered a boat lowered. We'd throw supplies to whoever was out there, he said. Christian duty. We loaded a crate with bread, water, medical supplies. rode into the fog in the direction of the voice. "Stop!" the voice called. "Don't come closer! For God's sake, don't look at me!" But we kept rowing, found a small boat drifting, 2 figures huddled inside, wrapped in canvas, faces hidden. One was the man who'd been calling. The other, a woman he said, hadn't spoken. We drew alongside, called out that we were throwing supplies. The man's wrapped form shifted. "Thank you," he said. His voice was strange, muffled, like his mouth was full of something. "But don't ask us to uncover ourselves. Don't ask to see our faces. Please." The captain, curious, insisted. We'd saved them. We deserved to know who they were. The man was silent for a long time. Then, "We were shipwrecked, found an island. We were starving. We ate. We ate what grew there. A fungus, grey and wet. It was the only thing that would grow. We didn't know, didn't realize what it would do to us." He shifted again. In the lantern light, I saw something beneath the canvas. Something that moved wrong. Something that glistened. "It changed us," he continued. "Grew on us. In us. We're not human anymore. We're part of it now. The fungus. It's consuming us. We can feel it spreading, replacing our flesh, our organs. Soon there'll be nothing left but the growth." The woman made a sound. Not words. A wet, choking noise. "She can't speak anymore," the man said. "Her throat is full of it. I can still talk. For now. But soon." He started to unwrap the canvas. The captain shouted for him to stop, but he didn't listen. "You should see," the man said. "You should know what's out there. What can happen if you trust the wrong island, eat the wrong thing?" The canvas fell away. I wish I could forget what I saw. The man's face was a mass of grey fungus, growing in thick ropes and clusters. His eyes were gone, replaced by wet, glistening growths. His mouth was ringed with the stuff, spilling out between what remained of his lips. His hands, when he raised them, were more fungus than flesh. The woman was worse, completely covered. Just a human-shaped mass of growth, quivering and pulsing. "We're dying," the man said, his voice gurgling now, but slowly. "The fungus keeps us alive, feeds on us, spreads. We can feel it thinking, can feel it wanting to spread more, to find new hosts." He reached toward our boat. The captain ordered us to row, back away, now. We fled, left the supplies floating in the water, rowed back to our ship as fast as we could. Behind us, the man called out thanks, said the fungus was happy, said it was full now, said it would keep them alive a little longer. We raised anchor immediately, left that area. The captain logged it as a hallucination, fog-induced delusion, but we all saw it. All heard the man's voice, choking on fungal growth, describing his transformation. I've researched it since, found stories of islands where strange things grow. Fungi that aren't entirely natural, that change those who consume them, transform them, make them part of something larger, something alien. The man said they were dying slowly, but I think they're still out there, still drifting in their small boat, completely consumed now, just masses of fungus in human shapes, calling out to passing ships in voices that aren't quite human anymore, begging for help, warning sailors to stay away, hoping someone will come close enough to spread to, because the fungus wants to grow, wants new hosts, and the ocean is full of ships, full of people who might find the wrong island, eat the wrong thing, become the voice in the night, calling from the darkness, warning and pleading and hungry. Case, the black, deceased thing. We were 6 days out from Liverpool when we found the wreckage. Pieces of a ship, scattered across the water. No survivors, No lifeboats, just debris. The captain ordered us to investigate. Salvage law. We retrieved what we could. Cargo crates, barrels, personal effects. Among the debris was a sealed metal container, unmarked, heavy. We hauled it aboard. The first mate wanted to open it. The captain said no. We'd turn it over to the authorities in port. But that night, curiosity got the better of us. We pried it open. Inside was something wrapped in canvas and chains. We cut the chains, unwrapped the canvas, found a corpse. It was desiccated, mummified, black skin stretched over bones, empty eye sockets, a mouth frozen open in what might have been a scream. And it smelled, not of decay, but of something else, something chemical, preserved. The captain ordered it thrown overboard. Bad luck, he said. Whatever ship had been carrying it had sunk. We didn't need the same fate. But before we could dispose of it, Thompson touched it. Just touched the thing's hand, curious about the texture, and the corpse grabbed him. The dead hand closed around Thompson's wrist, held tight. Thompson screamed, tried to pull away. The corpse sat up. The empty eye sockets turned toward him. The mouth opened wider. We pulled Thompson back. The corpse held on. We had to break its fingers to free him. When we did, Thompson collapsed. His hand where the corpse had touched was black. The skin was dead, necrotic, spreading up his arm. The corpse was moving now, slowly, stiffly. It stood, turned toward us, started walking. We attacked it. Axes, knives, anything we had. The weapons went through the desiccated flesh easily enough, but the thing didn't stop, didn't react to damage, just kept moving, kept reaching with those black dead hands. It caught Wilson, grabbed his face. We watched the blackness spread across his skin, into his eyes, down his throat. Wilson stopped screaming, just stood there, held by the corpse, changing. When it let go, Wilson was dead. His skin was black, his eyes empty, and he started moving, started walking toward us with the same stiff, purposeful gait as the corpse. We ran, sealed ourselves in the cargo hold, but the things kept coming. The black dead thing and Wilson's corpse. They broke through the door, the wood splintering under dead hands that had strength that they shouldn't possess. Thompson had died by then. The necrosis had spread to his heart, and when it reached his brain, he stood up, joined the others. One by one, they caught us. One by one, we died. The black spreading, the life draining, until we stood with them, until we became them. I'm the last one writing this, the last one still alive, still human. The things are outside the captain's cabin, breaking through. I can hear the wood splitting. My arm is black where Thompson grabbed me before he fully turned. I can feel it spreading, cold, numbing. My fingers are going stiff. When they break through, I'll join them. I'll become another black dead thing, walking the ship, waiting for the next vessel to find us, to board, to discover what we've become. And the cycle will continue. The black death spreading, ship to ship, crew to crew. We should have thrown it overboard, should have left the metal container sealed, should have known that some things are locked away for a reason. Some dead things should stay dead. But this one won't. It spreads. It infects. It turns the living into more of itself. And now I'm one of them. I can feel it finishing, my heart slowing, my thoughts fading, the black consuming everything I am. When you find this ship, turn away. Don't board. Don't investigate. Just sink us. Burn us. Don't let the black dead things spread beyond these waters. Don't become what we became.